Question 3. A geometric series has a constant ratio of half and a sum to infinity of 6. We need to calculate the first term of the series. We've been given that r is equal to half and sum to infinity is equal to 6. Now we have an equation for sum to infinity, which is sum to infinity is equal to a over 1 minus r. Now we know sum to infinity, we know r, so we can calculate a. Sum to infinity is 6, and that's equal to a over 1 minus r is half, and that's equal to a over half, which is equal to 2a. So we have 6 is equal to 2a, a is equal to, divide both sides by 2, a is equal to 3. So the first term of the series is 3. In part 3.2, we have to calculate the 8th term of the series. And the formula to find the general term of a geometric series is term n is equal to a times r to the power n minus 1. We're looking for term 8, and that's equal to a, which we worked out to be 3 in the previous part. R we've given is half to the power 8 minus 1. And that's equal to 3 times half to the power 7, which is equal to 3 times 1 over 128, and this is equal to 3 over 128. So term 8 is equal to 3 over 128. In question 3.3, we're given the sum from k equals 1 to n of 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus k is equal to 5,8125. And we need to calculate the value of n. And this here is n. So what we have here is just a series written in compact form using sigma notation. This symbol, sigma, means sum, and will sum from k equals 1 to n, and will sum this, 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus k, and this is equal to 5,8125. Now if we expand this series, we'll have term 1 plus term 2 up to term n, and that sum will be 5,8125. Now if we wanted the value of, say, term 1, how would we find that? This formula here gives us the value of each term. So term 1 will be equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus k. And what's the value of k? K is equal to 1. So we'll have 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus 1. Now how do we know that k is equal to 1? We're told here that k starts at 1. So this is the start value. Term 2 will be equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus 2. K is now 2. K increases by 1 each time. And when do we stop? We stop here when k equals n. So this is our stop value. So we'll have term n is equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus n. Now that we've talked about sigma notation, let's begin with a question and find that value of n. Now we need to find the values for the first three terms. Term 1 is equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus, and we said k is 1, so that's equal to 3 times 2 to the power 0, and a number to the power 0 is 1, so that gives us 3 times 1, which is equal to 3. So our first term is 3. Let's move on to the second term. That's equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus 2. That gives us 3 times 2 to the power minus 1. And how do we write that? That will be a half. And that gives us 3 over 2. And the third term now is equal to 3 times 2 to the power 1 minus 3, which is equal to 3 times 2 to the minus 2. That's equal to 3 times 1 over 2 squared, which is equal to 3 over 4. So now we have the first three terms. Now we can write down the series. We have 3 plus 3 over 2 plus 3/4 up to term n, and that's equal to 5,8125. We can find r, which will be the constant difference if this is an arithmetic series, or the constant ratio if it's a geometric series. We can see that term 2 minus term 1 is not equal to term 3 minus term 2, so this is not an arithmetic series. Let's check if it's a geometric series. So let's find term 2 divided by term 1, and that's equal to 3 over 2 divided by 3, which we can write as 3 over 2 times 1 over 3. So we invert the second fraction and multiply. So the 3's cancel off, and that gives us half. Now let's check term 3 divided by term 2, and that's equal to 3 over 4 divided by 3 over 2, which is equal to 3 over 4 times 2 over 3. We invert and multiply. So the 3's cancel. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice, and that gives us a half. So we see that term 2 divided by term 1 is equal to term 3 divided by term 2, so we have a constant ratio of a half. So r is equal to a half. Next, we'll use the formula for the sum of a geometric series to find n, and the formula is sum n is equal to a times 1 minus r to the power n over 1 minus r. Sum n we've been given is 5,8125, and that's equal to a is the first term, which is 3. 1 minus r is half to the power n divided by 1 minus half and that's equal to 3 times 1 minus a half to the n over half. Let's continue on the right. 5,8125 is equal to 6 times 1 minus half to the n. We can divide both sides by 6, and that will give us 0,96875 is equal to 1 minus half to the n. Now we can bring half to the power n on the left hand side, and that's equal to 1 minus 0,096875, and that will give us 0,03125. And we can write that as 1 over 32. So half to the power n is equal to 1 over, and 32 can be written as 2 to the power 5. So n is equal to 5.